In my previous class, previous video, I have taught you about the linear programming, and the problem was maximization. I hope that you all have worked out that problem. In today, I will work out the problem, that is the minimization problem. Before that, let me tell you that in maximization problem, maximization z is the objective function, and maximization means you are maximizing the let's say profit. And when you go for the minimization problem, you are minimizing the total cost. We always want that the total cost should be minimum, so that is a minimization problem. But there is a difference between maximization and minimization problems constraint. Like, if you can remember that in maximization problem, in case of maximization problem, we always use less than equal to constant. If you see the previous video, and you can know that. And in minimization problem, usually the constant, that is the greater than equal to constant. Let me work out one problem on minimization. So z is an objective function. This is the z is equal to, suppose z is equal to 8x1 plus 6x2. This is the question. So you have to minimize this z object. This is the objective function. Z is equal to 8x1 plus 6x2 is the objective function, and it is subjected to constraints. What are the constraints? That is the binding constraint, that is your 400. It is given that 400x1 plus 200x2 is greater than equal to your 8000. 2x1 plus 4x2 is greater than equal to is your 100 minus 80x1 plus 80x2 is greater than equal to your 2800. This is given in the question. These are the constraints. These are the three constraints for this objective function z. And you can see that this is a problem of, and you have to minimize. In this problem, at the top of the problem, it is written that minimize z. And you can see this symbol is greater than equal to. So for minimization problem, we always use greater than equal to symbol. And for maximization problem, for maximization problem, we use less than equal to symbol for constraints. Now the next, this is the question given to you. So the first step, what we have to do, we have to form these three are the inequations, because we have the inequality symbol. And now we will convert these inequations into equations. So our solution starts from here. So first of all, 400 x1 plus 200 x2. See, when in the previous problem, in minimization problem, that is for less than equal to symbol, we have used slack variables denoted by symbols s1, s2, etc. So here we will be, for minimization problem, we will be using both slack variables. For minimization problems, we will be using slack variables as well as artificial variables. Slack variables and artificial variables. Slack variables are, as usual, denoted by s1 and s2. Slack variables means that means in the process that these are the unused resources, s1, s2. These are the unused resource, and artificial variables are denoted by a1, a2, etc. Artificial variable has actually no physical meaning. It is only fictitious. Okay, and so we can write now. So for it is a general rule that if we want to reduce this, that means remove this greater than equal to symbol to equation, so you have to write down minus s1 plus a1. This is a rule. When it is a greater than equal to symbol, you will add minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 8000. Similarly, Second inequation will be converted into equation like 2x1 plus 4x2 minus, it is also greater than equal to, so it is your minus s2 plus a2 is equal to 1000. Similarly, third equation will be 80x1 plus 80x2 minus s3 plus a3 is equal to 2800. So in case of maximization problem, you are only adding s1, s2, s3 plus. But in case of minimization problem, just remember that you will add minus s1 plus a1 and these kind of things in your substrains. These are the constraints. These three are the constraints. Now what will be the objective function? Now we will rearrange the z. Now objective function z will be, it was your 8x1 plus 6x2. You know that slack variable has coefficient 0 in your maximization problem also. Here also it will remain same. 0 s1, how many s are there? 3s, so it is 0 s1 plus 0 s2 plus 0 s3. Then and but remember that the coefficient of a in your objective function of a1, a2, a3 will be m, all in your objective function z. So it is your capital M a1, capital M a2 and capital M a3. It is fixed. Nothing, it will always, if there have been 5a, so it will all will be m a4, m a5 in objective function. In objective function it's in objective function it's we use the coefficient m only. And so now we have framed the z and we have framed the constants into equation. Now the similar process, you have to write the table and write down. And remember that when we will working out at the end, we should see that there is no artificial variable remains there. So let's see, when we'll work out, you will see. Now we'll prepare the table. All of you make these tables along with me. This is CB, contribution to basic variables, CB. Here it is contribution to objective function, that is your CJ, and here it is the basis, BASIS, basis. Here it is here it is your x1, x2, here x1, x2, here s1, s2, s3, s4, all columns we have to make. S1, S2, S3, S4, next A1, A2, A3. A1, A2, A3. A1, A2, A3. In this problem we have up to artificial variable A3. Then next column is your contribution quantity. Contribution quantity. And last column is your minimum ratio. Minimum ratio. So first CB. CB is your contribution to basic variables. So it is the and Cj, this first row you can see this j. This Cj is the coefficients. This Cj, C stands for your coefficient. This C is for coefficient of your variable, that is your basic variable. This is the coefficient of your z. Okay, objective, that is the objective function. Cj is the coefficient of z. What is the coefficient of x1 in the objective function z? It is 8. And this row, and here x2 coefficient is 6. Here 0, 0, 0, 0, and here m. Sorry, it is up to, it was your S3. So I made it, so it will be your A1. It is A1, A2, this is A3. So we don't need this one. So it is your M. Here let's say it is your contribution quantity, and here it will be your minimum ratio, last column. So this row, first row is the coefficient of variables in the objective function, and it always remains the same throughout your iteration. And second row, it is the variables of your objective function, you can see. Okay, and first column, now come to the first column. First column is the CB, the coefficient of the current basic variables. What are the current basic variables? Your current basic variables are your 0, 0, 0, 0, isn't it? So it is your M. So it is your, in this case 0, 0 was there in your maximization case. So here it is your basic variables are your M. And what are the basic variables? This is the coefficient, and your basic variables are A1, A2, A3. Whereas in case of maximization problem, it used to be S1, S2, S3, and its coefficient used to be 0, 0, 0 at the initial stage. And so here next we will write down the values of your this constant equations. This for x1 it is your 400, for x2 it is your 200. So this row we will write down. It is x1, it is your under x1 it is your 400, it is your 200. Then for s1 it is your -1, and if you in the first equation you don't have s1 and s2 and s3, so it is obviously 0, 0. And what is the coefficient of a1? It is your 1, so it is your 1, so 0, 0. Actually these are unit matrix. We can directly write down like this: unit matrix or identity matrix. 0, 0, 1. This set is a unit matrix, and again this set is also a unit matrix, because we are inputting one variable maybe it is a slack or artificial variable at a time in one equation. So it will be obviously 0, -1, 0, 0, 0, -1. At these two, it is your 2 and 4. This is 2, this is 4, and here it is your, this is 80. This is 80, 80 in the equation. It is 80, 80. It is not minus, it is your 80, 80. So you now input 80, 80 here. So it is 80, 80. Now I think we have completed all the things. Now this column remains contribution quantity. Contribution quantity is always the contribution made by your this constraints. That means first one it will be 8,000. 8,000. Second it is your 100. Second it is your 100. And third it is your 2,800. And last column we won't work out now. Just we have now you can see that we have only in the first iteration we have only input the values. Values in the sense you can see that first row, that is this one. This first, again I am telling you that this first row it is a contribution of the variables, of the variables in the objective function z. And second row these are the variables. What are the variables used in the objective function z? And then you can see the first column is the coefficient of the current basic variable. Current basic variables are your the slack variables or artificial variables in minimization problem. And second column, what is second column? These are the basic variables. Second column is your basic variables. Then this is the body matrix. This is your x1, x2, or if x3 would have been there, that this is your body matrix. 400, 200, 2, 4, 80, 80, this is the body matrix. Then this is the identity matrix. This is the identity matrix. These that means from here to here, here to here, this is the identity matrix. Here also there are two identity matrix here, but in case of maximization problem there used to be only one identity matrix of 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. And this column, this last column is second last column, rather you can say this second last column is a contribution quantity. It is a contribution made by your constraints. So now we will work out the problem, same process now first, and this minimum ratio that we will work out later on. So first we will compute ZJ as we have done for your maximization problem. Unless and until you understand that the first one, that is a problem of maximization, it will be difficult for you to understand this. Still that I am repeating the process so that you can understand it. So better you work out that problem, that previous lecture of maximization, then you work out for minimization, so it will be easy for you. So first now you have to compute ZJ. This is your ZJ, contribution of J. ZJ is equal to your, it is your 400 into M. 400 into M is equal to your 400 M plus 2M plus 80 M. So it is total, it is your 482 M. Similarly, now for X2, 200 into M, 200 M plus 4M plus 80 M. So it will be 284 M. 284 M. Similarly, minus 1 into M is equal to minus M. All this is 0 0 0 0 means it will be your minus M, summation of all these three terms. So here also you will get minus M. Here also, because 2 are 0, this one you will get minus M. So and here as this is identity matrix of 1, so here you will get M, M, M. 1 into M plus 0 into M plus 0 into M, you will get M. Okay, till now we have done like this. Now next row that you will compute is your Cj minus of Zj. What is Cj? Cj you are having here. Cj for this column, for this column Cj is your 8. So it will be 8 minus 482 M. So write down here 8 minus 482 M, or you can write down here because there is no space here. Similarly, 6 minus 284 M, and here it is will be your M, M, M. Here it will be M minus M, 0, 0, 0. So you got this thing. Now the rule is that in case of your maximization problem, you used to select the key column which is having the maximum positive value, but in case of minimization problem you have to choose the key column which is having the largest negative one. So out of this you can see that 8 minus 482m is having the largest negative value, minus 482m. Here it is minus 284m. All are this. So this is our key column. So this is the, as this is the largest negative value. So rule is that for minimization problem, which one will be the key column? The key column will be the one which will be having the largest negative value. So this is this is your key column. So this is the key column. Now the role of contribution quantity begins. 8,000. Now how to determine the minimum ratio? Minimum ratio, the name itself is minimum ratio, remember that thing. It is equal to your contribution quantity. For each row you can compute contribution quantity divided by the key column value of that row, and for first row it is your 400. So 8,000 divided by 400, you will get 20, and similarly for here you will get 100 divided by 2, 100 divided by 2, it is your 50. Similarly 2800 divided by 80, you will get 35. So in out of these three, minimum ratio denotes that which one is having the minimum ratio will be your key row. So you can see that this 20 is having the, it is a minimum ratio, so that's why it is our key row. So this is the key row and this is the key element. So at 400 is the intersection element of your key element, key column and key row. So that's what we will do. So from, and this belongs to this 400, or this value belongs to your variable x1. So what will happen, and what will happen, that a1 will be outgoing element at the in the second stage, and x1 will be the entering element. It will enter the solution and a1 will depart. So now first of all what we will do now, again we will prepare the columns. So as it is in a single page, I am not writing down a1, a2, a3 all again in this form, and you can see the headings from this case. So accordingly I am from here, that means, so I am just drawing it when it is a single page so that you can see the headings, so no need to draw it again. Okay, now I have told you that in this case x1 is the entering element and x2 is the outgoing element. So you will replace a1 by your x1. And what is the coefficient of your x1 in this case? It is your, see in the question, x1, your coefficient is your 8. So you will just write here 8. So this you have done. I think I'm repeating it again. As the your key element is found in the first row, that is your exponent 400. You have seen that key row and key column is intersecting, so this is the key element, and this key element is found under your variable x1, and it is occurring in the row a1. So that's why a1 will remove a1 and x1 will enter, and the x1 will enter and its coefficient is 8, so that's why it is your 8x1. Next, for all other values, what we will do, we will divide the entire divide the entire row of your key element by your key element variable is your 400. That means 400 by 400, 200 by 400, minus 1 by 400, 0 by 400, 0 by 400, 1 by 400, 0 by 400, 0 by 400, and 8000 by your 400. So you will divide entire row by your intersection element 400. So it will be your 1, obviously here it is your 1. Then it will be your 1 by it is plus 1 by 2, 1 divided by 2 minus 1 by 400, 0, 0, and this one will be this, because a1 will move out. So here with this column you will make a dash. Every time it will be a dash. a1 we have already departed, it is a departing element, so it depart, so it will be dash. a1 column will be dash, others will appear. So it is again, it is a 0, 0, 20, 20. You can see 8000, 8000 divided by 400, it is your 20. Okay, now first column you have done it. Similarly, second column I have told you in the previous lecture that what you will do, you will write, you can see that 240, you will take 240. Likewise you can see, let me write it down, 240 minus 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 100. This much minus of your intersection element, that means that is for this row it is your 2, this is your 2, minus of 2, and the first the latest column that you have filled it, 1, 1, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 400, 0, 0, dash, 0, 0, 20. Now if you will work it out, you will get, you can see this part you will do in your rough copy. It is for your understanding only, so that you can enter the values in this second row. So how you will do it, you will first you will take all the values of the present second row. So you have taken all the values of the present second row, subtract the value, minus, divided by the intersection element of this. See, this column we have find out, this is the key column we have find out, and this element, that element is here, it is 2. You will subtract this from 2 multiplied by the present new x1 row, because x1 is the main row, we get the intersection element of this row. This is the rule. So what you will get the values, 2 minus 2, 0, 0. Then again it is your 4 minus 2 into 1 by 2, 1. 4 minus 1, it will be your 3. Likewise it will be your next, it will be your minus 2 into minus 1 by 400. It is 2 by 400 means it is 1 by 200. So it is 1 by 200. Likewise next it will be your minus 1, 0, then dash, then 1, 0, 60, then it is your 20, 100, not 20, it is 60, it is 60, right, it is 60, 100 minus of 40, it is your 60. So this one, these values you got it. Now you can fill the values and other things remain same. Here it will be A2M as it is till now, no changes. So it is your M A2. And what are the values you got it? You put it, it is 0, first one it is 0, 3, 1 by 200, minus 1, 0 dash, you got it 1 0 60. Okay, you got it. Similarly, likewise, using the same rules, same way, you will find compute for A3. How you will compute for A3? A3 80 80 0 0 minus 1 0 0 1 2 8 0 0 minus intersection element is your 80 minus 80 multiplied by 1 1 by 2 minus 1 by 400 0 0 dash 0 0 20. That means your this part will remain fixed every time for all the rows. So likewise, if you do it, you will get A3 is equal to your 0 40 40 1 by 5 0 minus 1, then it is your 0 1, you will get 1200. This much you will get it. Now what is the last column? Last column is your minimum ratio. You have to compute the minimum ratio. So minimum ratio you will compute. So for that, what you have to do, again you have to go for Zj and Cj minus Zj computation. Again you will do. So here it will be your Zj, here it is your Cj minus Zj. So Zj multiply 1 into 8, 8, all zeros, so it is your 8. Similarly, it will be 4 plus 43 m. It is minus 4 plus 41 by 200 m. It is your 41 by 200 m. Minus 4 plus 41 by 200 m. Then this part here, it will be your minus m only. So you can write down minus m and now next it is you're equal to it. Here also you will get minus m. These two are dash obviously. Then here you will get m. 1 into m, m. Here also m. So this one you got it. Cj values are always fixed. What is the Cj value? 8. 8 minus 4. So it is your 8. So 8 minus 4 minus 43 m. So it is your 6. Sorry, it is 6. X2 it is your 6. X1 what is it? If this value, this is 8. 8 minus 8. 8 minus 8, it is equal to a 0. So it is your 0. First column it is your 0. That means for x1. For x2 it is 6. 6 minus of 4 minus 43 m. So it will be your 2 minus 43 m. Similarly here it will be, for this one it is 0. All are 0, so it will be just reverse. 4 minus of, this is 4 minus of 41 by 200 m. Here it will be plus m, here it will be plus m, here it will be 0, here it will be 0. What is the rule? Rule is you have to, what will be the key column? Largest negative value. So out of this 2 minus 43 m is the largest negative value, because 41 by 200 is less than 1. So this is the largest negative value. Minus 43 m is much greater than minus 41 by 200 m. So largest negative value, this is the key column in the second iteration. This is the key column. Then after getting the key column, what we will do? This is the new contribution quantity after iteration 1. Earlier these were the contribution quantity. Now how we have to determine the minimum ratio? What is the formula for minimum ratio? It is the contribution quantity, that is your 20 divided by key column element. That means 20 divided by 1 by 2. It is equal to 20 into 2. So it is your equal to 40. Similarly, it is 60 divided by 60 divided by your 3, this 3, so 60 divided by 3, it is equal to your 20. Similarly 1200 divided by your this column, it is your 40, 40, 40, you will get 30. So minimum ratio is 20. So this what is the intersection element? Intersection element is your 3. This is the intersection element, and this 3 belongs to your x2. So x2 will be the incoming element and a2 will be the outgoing element in the next iteration. So you will draw like this. So when you will working out the problem in the next page, every time you have to make this column CB CJ. As I am only using in a single page, I am scrolling it back, I am not drawing it, but next time you have to draw it so there won't be any error. So let me draw it now. So this is first the contribution to basic variable CB, and here it is your basis, and here it is your CJ, contribution to coefficient of your value in your objective function Z. So it was your x1 x2 fixed. There were two variables for this problem, x1, here it is your x1 x2, x1 x2, then here it was your 3 for s1 s2 s3, s1 s2 s3, then a1 a2 a3, then contribution quantity, and then minimum ratio. So here it was your s1 s2 s3 a1 a2 a3, then it is your contribution quantity, minimum ratio. Here it is minimum ratio. Here it was your coefficient fixed 8 6 0 0 0. It was your m your m. You see, it will always remember that your contribution, that is your coefficient of your variables in the objective function, always remains same. Then in this problem what will happen, your a2 will go out. Instead of a2, your variable will be your x2. This is the x2. What is the coefficient of x2? It is your 6. So we'll start filling from the second row onwards first. So it is your x2 and its coefficient is 6. Now what we will do, what is the intersection element is 3. Divide the entire row by 3. 0 by 3, it will be 1. 1 by 200 divided by 3 minus 1 by 3, 0. 0 by 3 dash 1 by 3, 0. 60 by 3. So if you do it like this, you will get 0 1 1 by 600 minus 1 by 3, 0 dash, and here as in the previous problem you can see that a1 was dash, and in this again now a2 will also be dash because a2 is the outgoing element. So both now a1 a2 will be completely dash for all the columns, a1 as well as your a2. Only a3 will remain, and a3 will be your 0. And for contribution quantity, what is the contribution quantity? For a2 it was your 60, and 60 divided by 3, so it will be now your 20. So here it is your contribution quantity 20. So first we have done x2 row. Next, as usual, proceed this follow this kind of calculation. So what will be the, for the first row, it will be 1 by 2 minus 1 by 400, 0 0 dash dash 0 20 minus, what is the intersection element, 1 by 2 multiplied by 0 1 600. This thing if you will work out, you will get, every time I am not working out how to work out, that you have to practice. So it will be fixed 8 and x1 it is fixed. Now if you do the calculations, you will get 1 0 minus 1 by 300, 1 by 6, 0, it is dash dash, you know it is 0, contribution quantity you will get 10. Similarly for here third last row, it is your A3 and M, so it will remain as it is, because till now we could not find any outgoing element for it. So it is your 0 0, you will get, you do the calculation, that means same thing, here intersection element is your 40. If you do all sort of calculations, you will get 2 by 5, this is 2 by 5, this is 40 by 3 minus 1 dash dash 1 400. Now same rule follows ZJ, and I have told you that though in this problem we have got the values of x1 and x2, we have got the values of x1 and x2, but I have told you that in the solution, in the basic solution, there should not be artificial variable in the very beginning, otherwise we would have stopped here. So if there has been s values, whether it is s1 s2 s3, then we would have stopped here, because we have already got x1 value and as well as x2 value. X1 is 8 and x2 is 6. So we have to, anyway we have to do further iteration so that we can remove this artificial variable from this equation. So now again you will compute usual process, ZJ and CJ minus ZJ. ZJ will be 8 6 0. You can see that 1 into 8 8, then 1 plus 0, similarly 0 plus 6 8 6, it will be your minus 1 plus 8m by 60 minus 2 plus 4m divided by 3. Here it will be minus m dash dash, it is your m. Similarly CJ minus ZJ, CJ you know CJ is 8 minus 8 0, 6 minus 6 0, 1 minus 8m, you will get 0 minus, so just reverse 1 minus 8m by 60, and here it will be 2 minus 4m divided by 3. Here you will get m, and here it will be, you get 0. So CJ minus ZJ, you have done it. So what is the largest negative? Largest negative is your 2 minus 4m by 3. So it is your largest negative. Because when you will just remove it, it will be minus 4 by 3m, so it is more than 1. But when you remove this sign, it will minus 8 by 60m, so that's why it is the largest negative. So what will happen, S2 will enter, and now you can see that S2 will enter the matrix, whereas A3 we will see, let's see. So this is the key column, let's see, this is the key column. So now we will divide the contribution quantity by key column. 10 divided by 1 by 6, so it will be a 60. It will be 60. Here you see 20 divided by minus 1 3. Negative is not acceptable. Let's say we will write down, but it is not. It should, ratio can never be negative. Then again you will do this. It will be your 30. 400 divided by 40 by 3, you will get 30. So what is the minimum ratio? So minimum ratio is your 30. So this is your key row. So in maximization and minimization kind of problems, first we determine the key column, then we determine the key row by computing the minimum ratio, and now we will determine the intersection element. What is the intersection element? It is your 40 by 3. Now same rule follows. We will divide now your S2. You can see that S2 is the outgoing, S2 will be the incoming element and A3 will be the outgoing element. So here you can write down S3 enters and A3 departs in this problem. So again you will make the iterations again. So same rules you will follow. See, these problems are simple mathematics but lengthy, and concentration is required while working out the linear programming method. Linear programming method is nothing but an optimization method. I'll tell you. See, by using mathematics and equations, you're determining the optimal values of your variables. Let's say in this problem it is your x1 and x2. So first you can see that, so your A3 depart, instead of A3 you will enter S3. So here we will write down S3. What is the coefficient of S3? You know, S1, S2, S3 coefficients are 0. Now dividing the entire row by 40 by 3. So it will be 0 by 40 by 3, 0 by 40 by 3. Here here we will put again all this column dash, and 2 by 5 divided by 40 by 3. So here it will be, first two values are 0, 0, and here if you solve it you will get 3 by 100, 1 minus 3 by 40, and all this is dash, this is that, this is dash, this is dash. So we have all removed all dash, and what is the contribution quantity? Again you will do for 400 divided by 400 divided by the 40 by 3, you will get 30. Now you will write down here 30. Okay, now similar process you will follow for your these two rows, x1 and x2 rows, and you work out, and now you can fill the values. So you will get same formulas, you will be using it. I'm just filling it out. You work by yourself, similar process. So you will get these sort of values. 0 here dash dash you will get, because a1, a2, a3 all three I have gone. 0, 1 by 80. Here it is 6 x2. You need a lot of practice for that. It's easy. 600 and all, and this entire chapter all the calculations are related. So here it will be your 5. Here it is your 30. Here also you got 30. Now you will compute zj, and next is your cj minus zj. So cj, if you compute, it is your 8, 6 minus 1.170 minus 0.05. These are dash, let's say. Okay, and here if you cj minus zj is 0, 0, you will get plus 1.170 plus 0.05. You see at the end of iteration, as all the values are negative and 0, so this is the optimal solution. You can see all where you will stop where all cj zj are positive, are 0 and positive. So this is optimal solution. So this is your optimal solution. And what is the value of x1? Your x1 is equal to 8 and your x2 value is equal to 6. So you put the value of x1 and x2 in your z, you will get the optimal solution. So you can see that how linear programming is useful to finding out the optimum values of your variables in a problem, so that, and by putting this value of x1 and x2 will get the minimized z. And so this is the solution of this problem and minimization.